In this week's episode, how did a child of a taxi driver and domestic worker make Olympic history? But first, no amount of adversity will stop him from dreaming. Sports stars often fade into insignificance when they either lose their form or succumb to injury. Mixed martial artist Ronald Dlamini is dealing with a situation that's a lot more devastating than that. He lost his eyesight after a bout of meningitis at the peak of his international career. But a remarkable Ronald remains in the ring, determined to be the last man standing.
Ronald Dlamini.
A fitness enthusiast turned mixed martial artist. Ronald Dlamini began his sporting career in the early 2000s.
Ronald used to take taebo classes with all the ladies, obviously, and they loved him. And he loved them loving him for that. And he loved them for that, and that was just such an energy, and he was very good at that. You know, he loved the whole Bully Blanks thing, and he had the whole Bully Blanks look with his six-pack.
Barely a few years after he started, Ronald was hot property, winning mixed martial arts tournaments internationally.
It's to be so focused and it's to be so driven that is to tell my opponent, come at your 100%, I want to beat you at your 100%. Your 100% may not be enough for me. I'm the black mamba.
One moment, Ronald was among South Africa's best mixed martial artists. The next, he was in a coma, fighting for his life. The 24th of May, 2012, Ronald gets a pounding headache.
I thought it was going away. My friend Alan mostly visit me all the time. We went to the doctor. We told the doctor, okay, we do this type of sport. We do this my days like this, and I'm wrestling a lot, and I always get stiff.
Ronald is given medication to alleviate the pain. But in the next 24 hours, it gets worse, prompting doctors to admit him. Experts find out Ronald has meningitis.
I was in a coma. I was not eating for a couple of days. I think it was like 3 or 4 days.
In a matter of days, Ronald's health takes a devastating turn. He wakes up from his coma later that week to heartbreaking news from doctors. He has completely lost his eyesight.
It wasn't easy for me. Ngoba ubhuti wami oyedwa enginaye ekhaya njengoba ngingasebenzi uma nobaba beyama pensioners usisi wethu uyafunda uyena obesebenza.
I had so much plans for my mom and dad. They're old now. I wanted to build a small house for them. And I have 2 little sisters, and they look up to me. I got like two daughters, 2 beautiful daughters, and 1 son.
A world champion whose success gave hope to the young and old. Now forced into early retirement. More than a week later, Ronald is discharged to start life without his precious eyesight. His family continue to give him their unwavering support. In 2013, he joined the KwaZulu-Natal National Society for the Blind. He had to learn to be independent as a blind person.
I had to teach him, train him. But the only thing I realized from him is that the mind hasn't yet removed from that. Rather, he hasn't transmitted himself from being a champ. Now, he's still a champ. He's still calling himself a champ, still walking like a champ.
Ronald took a big step towards healing by accepting his situation. But continuing to see himself as a champion in the face of adversity is precisely what motivated him to keep going.
Two champions, they lost fights. Greatest champion, they lost fights in their life. Greatest champion, they've been knocked out in their life. What is very important is how you come back. And then that's very important. When you come back hard. I came back to this situation, I don't have my eyesight. And I'm making them realize champions are not made, champions are born. I have to champion this situation no matter what.
While at the Society for the Blind, Ronald realized he could still add value to people's lives. 2 years after he lost his eyesight, he is back in the ring where he belongs. He has designed a course teaching blind people self-defense after realizing many of them easily become prey to criminals. Ronald Dlamini is a phenomenal individual, a true champion who is fighting to rise above his circumstances.
The champ is back.
Hey, yo, how you a champ with no title,
The champ is back.
His resilience is celebrated in KZN, and a song has been released in his honor.
But yes, this is another one, the number son.
Although I'm blind, I'm not gonna stop living. The dream that I have, I'm not gonna stop dreaming. I'm not gonna stop wanting to go as far as where I wanted to go.
DJ's gonna play this fire. You get caught of judges to testify.
There you have it. As always, we appreciate your feedback. Against all odds at enca.com. You can also be in touch with us on Twitter and Facebook. Still to come, he wants to make sure that history repeats itself at the Rio Olympics.